What is up, wrestling car collectors? Welcome to yet another edition of WTCtv. I hope I sound okay. I didn't even check with you yet, Kevin. Do I sound okay?
You sound okay.
Okay.
Do I hope so.
Yeah, you sound great. You look great as per usual. Guys, I'm honored once again to have an incredible artist here who's put out some really cool card sets in 2021, 2022. And it sounds like we're getting something really cool coming for 2023. And I'm stoked to talk to the man. This is the guy who has the brand of the Gust 61 card brand here. Mr. Kevin Gust, how are you, sir?
I'm great, Tony. Thanks for making some time here. I know it's always hectic holiday season, so
Yeah.
I appreciate you making time for me. So thanks.
Of course, man. I mean, this is such a cool looking card set that we're going to talk about here that I had to have you on to talk about it.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
What do we got? What do we got coming out here, man? It's a little bit different than your normal stuff, I think. And which is intriguing to me.
Yeah, I kind of pivoted a little bit this year, and kind of strayed away a little bit from that original design concept that I had, that we talked about last time I was on your show, with the 51 Topps baseball style with and with the autographs included. So I did a set earlier this year called Rising Stars of Wrestling. It was geared towards those up and coming, and ones that didn't really have a lot of cards out there. People that I had been following on social media, people that I had been enjoying watching. I built into that set, and then it kind of springboarded into this new one that I've been working on. Because of some of the things that I included in that Rising Star set. So I had used those the Japanese characters on it. Like I had used I was inspired a little bit by the Menko design from way back, and I used the Japanese characters. I think that it's like a very beautiful artistic almost writing.
Yeah.
So that's why I had used that, and then when I done that, one of my friends on social media, 75 Kings, he reached out to me and he's like, have you seen these trading cards? It was the Shoga Kukan insert deck cards, and he's like, these would be really cool if you did something like this. So I started working on it, and it goes back to July is when I actually had kind of designed the first card, which was the Ric Flair Ace of Clubs was the first card that I had designed, and I've been working on it basically for the rest of the year. You probably and people on social media probably saw I haven't been putting out nearly as many cards as I had in 21, and that's because I've been working on this for 5 months. So I'm very excited about it. I actually just got the sets in. They just arrived from the printer yesterday. So I have a full set. I had done some promos, which I had put out there a couple of weeks back, which sold out. And
missed those.
Yeah, the artist proofs, they were from when I actually have more of cards that I didn't include in that I had run because I changed the design, and I'll share them with you on here so you can see what the other ones look like. But I didn't include them in the artist proofs that I had sent out because I wasn't happy with them, and I ended up redoing them. But I did get the first sets, and I got the boxes. I shared those on social media. The boxes from Joypad Lad.
They look great.
They really do look nice. I'm very happy with them, and he's working on pumping out more of these for me this week, so I should be able to launch early in the year, which is what I had planned. But I'm excited to share them with you, Tony. I know I haven't shared a lot of the cards with you, but I have the full deck.
I mean, you've been nice enough to share some great images with me over the last several weeks or so, and I'm like, yeah, this is amazing. These are so cool. And of course, my guy's in that one too. One of my guys I PC is in that set. And I'm like, I gotta get this.
Here, yeah, I got him here. Yeah, this is the print of it here. Try to get it close enough to the camera so you can see. But yeah, they came out really, really nice. I'm really happy with them so far, and I have a couple of bonus cards that are going to be included in the deck. They have not arrived yet. The holiday shipping tends to be a little bit hectic, so I'm
Mhm.
actually expecting some of the cards to arrive today. So maybe they'll be in there. We'll see. But I do. It's a checklist card that I'm going to include. So that it has the list of the names of all the wrestlers. Because I mean, it's all the everything on the writing on here is in Japanese text. So I used English text on the checklist so that if people are wondering, like, not everybody that's in the set maybe is as well known. So some of
Mhm.
the collectors might benefit from that. So I have a checklist card. It has a different subject on the front of it than the rest of the set. And then I also did it's called Artist Note, which is I shared that with you. It's kind of like my message to the collector, and it has a surprise image on that one as well on the flip side. So it's very exciting. 56 cards will be in the box.
Nice.
56 cards, so the 54 playing card set. So ace through two of the
Which
four
that's important
suits.
to note to collectors out there. This is not your typical trading card set where it's one, two, three, four, five kind of thing, or just a list
Mm-hmm.
of talent on cards. This is actually a playing card set too. That if
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
wanted to
This is
use them,
the Yeah, this is the back that I did for the card. So they're functional. I
yep,
mean, you could use them. You could put them in a binder or whatever. But yeah. So this is the back. I actually used some of the old art that I had on my 51 series. I just
sure,
kind of like made it like all white on black, and I used the same ring, kind of staying to that classic design that I had, and then I
yep.
just made like a belt with my logo on it, just to
It's a nice
kind of spice it
little
up.
hodgepodge of the two designs kind of put together. One still paying tribute to the old stuff, and one with the going forward with the new stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, it took me a long time. I've had those artist proofs probably for 3 or 4 months. That as I was kind of continuing to develop and draw them. But yeah, it took me a long time.
Yeah, well, they look amazing. I can't wait for people to actually start getting them in their hands.
Yeah.
I'm going to be one of them. I hope I'm going to get some.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah. No, I'm sure you will. We can
this
talk
is
about that too,
these are
for
awesome, but
for your shop.
for the information, I know a great website to get that information from after they hit. We'll have it all
Yeah.
up on WTC. You've always been
Hmm.
so generous in getting us all that information. I know sometimes I get like a pain in your ass. Sometimes going, I don't understand this. What do you mean by this? Which
I
which leads
know.
which leads me to ask, is this a one-shot type of deal in the card set, or is there going to be variations to the back
Yeah,
again?
there's variations for sure. So I have in the cards that are still being produced that are coming. I did an autism variant, so I can continue that effort, the charitable effort that I did. I
Yep.
was able to raise just under $1,400 this year
Nice.
for Surfers Healing, which is an organization that provides surfing opportunity to people that are on the autism spectrum. So that's an important thing for me. So hold on one second, Tony. Okay, no, I had somebody trying to come in on me here. Actually, my daughter Julia,
Bring them on. We welcome them all.
yeah, she's the one who inspires me to raise those funds, and yeah, she's home from school early, and so she wanted to tell me something about her day. So I'll go up and
Awesome.
talk to her in a short bit.
That's great.
But yeah, so the other variations. So there's also going to be, so with the order of the set when I launch them, the first 50 sets are going to come with a gold one of one card from the
Nice.
set. And they're going to be, like the rainbow foil on the front and the back. So those are going to be available, the first 50 sets. And then I'm also with each set, I don't know if you've seen the clear ones yet that I've been doing. I
I
got one here.
saw someone put.
Yeah.
I think it was Ryan Slim Jim Madness. Did he post something
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
He did. Yeah. So I gave them away as a bonus for the artist proofs. So people that ordered the artist proofs, they got one card as a bonus. I got this one for you though, Tony. Don't worry, I do have this. It's hard to see. It's clear, obviously, with
I
the
love
Zoom,
those
but you can
acetate
kind of
type cards,
see.
are awesome.
Yeah, they came out really nice. So I did these as artist proofs just to test the concept with the clear, because I was concerned about like how like the light colors would print and things like that, because I hadn't done them before.
So
So I did
overall,
ones.
how do you feel about them?
I like them. I think they're nice. I think you'll like them. I think the collectors will like them. So with the order, I didn't do these. These are just the ones that I'm sorry. These are just the ones that I did for to test it.
Hmm.
But I used the art from the new set. So there's a clear variant of every card. Okay. So all, well, not every card. The checklist and the artist note card don't have a clear variant, but all of the playing cards
Hmm.
will have a variant card that looks very much like this. The image will be larger,
Hmm.
and there will be. I don't have any of them to show you. They're not here yet. But the background is just, it's kind of like just my logo, like repeating over and over, red and black, depending on the suit and the, you know what I mean.
Yep.
So, but I do have this one for you. I'll send it to you
Love it.
when we get there. I have the variant too. I can do that too. You know, the original angle variant of the other one. Here it is. Here, yeah, they have the other variant of him as well. I
Nice.
can send those to you. But I only printed two of these sets, so these are out of two. But the clear cards are going to be included as well. One card. I will have some full couple. They're going to be out of 10. The ones that I just printed, because I figured I would also make a couple of full sets available if people are interested in having, because they're more like traditional size of playing
Okay.
cards. These than the artist deck. The artist deck you saw they're thinner. They're domino
Yeah, yeah,
size, so they're a little bit thinner than a standard playing card, but they still, and that's because the Shogakukan cards are small like this.
yeah.
They're like this. They're
Which is
actually
what
smaller than this.
which I actually like about those. Oh, this they're I think they're the white. They might be a little bit, little. They're smaller in height
They are
yeah,
than
yeah,
than these.
yeah,
These are standard height,
yeah.
and they're about the same width as the other ones, but
Hmm.
they're, yeah. So I think that they're not. I like them. I think that they're nice. I think that's unique, and I think that people are really gonna like them. I
I
hope.
do too.
But I don't know how you want. I know we talked a little bit about how we're going to share, because I didn't share everything with you. I shared a few. Is there anything you're interested in seeing specifically, or you want me to?
Yeah. Do you have a copy of the checklist card?
I don't yet.
Okay.
That hasn't come yet.
Oh, and
But I
and the
can. I
artist proof
can.
you don't have either. I mean,
I don't. The
yeah,
artist note.
yeah.
No. Yeah, I don't have those yet. They're coming.
Well,
They could be here today,
let's
but.
check out one card from each suit.
Okay, sure. I'll pick one that I'm kind of happy about. So some of the cards that I'm really happy with are the queens. So
Okay.
what I did was is it's mostly male wrestlers, because it's, the icons and the legends go that there's a much deeper pool there,
Mhm.
but the queens are all ladies. So I posted this card. Her birthday was just last week, or maybe it was this week. But Trish
Yep.
Stratus, the Queen of Hearts, I've been really happy with how the ladies came out. Just when I drew them, I was like, oh, I wish I would have planned on doing more ladies. They came out really, really nice. The Queen of Diamonds is actually a current wrestler. It's Becky Lynch.
Nice. I know some people
You
who'd be
can
interested in
see.
that.
Yeah. So that one came out very good. Sorry, and then the Queen of Clubs, to go with the Ace of Clubs. The Ace of Clubs, as I mentioned before, is Ric Flair. So the Queen of Clubs is Charlotte Flair.
Nice.
And then the Queen of Spades is a class is the fabulous Mola.
I figured that was going to be in there at some point.
Yeah, so there she is there.
Yeah.
I was really happy with the way that they came out, but there's so many good cards in here, so many legends. It was really hard to pick. I'll be
I
honest
was
with
gonna
you.
ask you. I mean, where did you how did you pick who was on what card, and
Yeah,
what inspired those?
Yeah, so I don't know if you know this about me or not, but I'm like my career, my profession is not artist. It's I was an engineer, so I spent a lot of time doing data analysis and things like that. So what I kind of started with is I had like a list that I had prepared, and then I went to a couple of like all time great like top 100 lists, and I loaded those into a spreadsheet, and then I kind of filtered them, and I came up with ways to analyze it, and ultimately landed on the list of names. What got really difficult for me was towards the end of the list, because it gets, once you hit like the big names and the
Hmm.
big ones that are up there, um, they are it gets harder to select who's going to be in and who's going to be out. And I'll be honest with you, there were a couple. I mean, I was at the very end of the set and I still wasn't sure who. I even reached out to
I
you and
remember I
said,
used,
like,
yeah.
who would you include from this group? And I did that with a few of the other collectors, and I ended up selecting one of your guys, that you actually did a card of him as well. He was one of the final ones
Oh,
in. To
oh,
the
nice.
set was Kevin Nash.
You know,
Um,
and you know what? No, just but I didn't even pick him as my final two that you sent me.
I I know you did. I didn't want to say that in case,
I
that was
didn't
the,
pick
yeah,
him.
you had suggested, and another great was Rick Rude. That was, I think, the one that you had suggested.
I think
And I had,
you asked me to pick two, and I picked I think Rick Rude and I think it was Von Erich.
yeah, and I ended up doing Von Erich. I ended up doing him. I was really happy
Nice.
with how he came out. So I did Von Erich. And then the reason why I didn't pick Rude was just I had already done a Rude card, so I was like, that was
Makes
what
sense.
kind of flipped it for me, was to do somebody different. I'll show you and then I have the Jokers. So this is by no means calling them Jokers. It's just that I wanted to include them in the set because they're
Better
my
be a
two.
doink.
No, there's no doink, no doink. It was my original writing of prepping it, doink was one of the Jokers, but I was
Could have
like,
been doink and dink.
yeah, I know. That was the original thought. And then I was like, you know what? There's so many great like personalities in wrestling that aren't wrestlers that I wanted to include. So these are my
Oh,
two
good.
favorites. So the one Joker is Bobby Heenan.
Ah, of course.
So I got him in there. And then the other one is Paul Heyman.
Oh, nice.
So in his with his Zach Morris
That's
cell
Folly
phone that he's
dangerously
got.
right
Yeah,
there.
exactly. Yeah. So they ended up being the Jokers. Actually had them done for a while.
Those are
I
great. Those are great
I
choices.
Yeah. And then so I don't want to spoil it for you, but the checklist card is Vince.
Oh, nice.
So it's actually a younger version of Vince, at more of the he's holding the microphone in it,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
more of the commentator Vince.
That old
So
early mid
that's a
'80s
cool,
guy.
yeah, yeah. So lots of real. I got some classic guys in here. Like there's and I tried to keep So you had asked me about the values
Mhm.
and the suits. So like I tried to keep like people together from certain eras, and also I tried to keep um like the different, like what I would say, like good guy, bad guy. So
Yeah.
like the heels, I would tend to more likely put in the black suit,
Hmm.
and then the faces in the other suit. But there's a mix of that. It's too hard to keep everything like that
Yeah.
confined. But like the reason why I thought of it was because I did do some of the classic guys. So the 9, 8, and 7 of diamonds are Bruno and Lou Thies and Buddy Rogers.
Nice.
So
I
that's
got
just
I
like,
gotta imagine like the hearts all gotta be heart related.
well, yeah, exactly. Actually, I just posted last night because David Peck, he posted something about Owen.
Yep.
So Owen is my two of hearts. I posted this card last night,
Nice.
and Brett is the king
I was
of
gonna say King of
hearts.
Hearts. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, so he's the king, and you've seen Shawn Michaels. I have him as the ace. I was like, do you think people will get like up in arms about that? That you've got these two as because
No.
he's the heartbreak kid and
Yep.
he's the king of hearts. But yeah,
And
that's how
isn't technically Owen Hart the King of Hearts?
He might be.
Eh,
He might be. But I put him as I wanted him in the deck. He was I was like, this guy deserves to be in the icons deck. And
yeah.
yeah, so he ends up as the two of hearts. He probably could have been higher in there, but that was just where I had him originally slated. So
Well,
but yeah.
he's a two-time Slammy winner. There you go.
That's true.
It's a tie.
Very, very true. Yeah. So I was about to put, so some of the things is there's some current guys in there. So like I tried to put them in places where I think made sense. Some people might not be happy about that, but we'll see. But that's what you saw my note. So basically my note says, that there was a lot of work that had to be done to sort through all this talent. And I had to make some decisions that were tough decisions, but it's for fun. So please enjoy,
I think that
the
from a
cards.
collectability standpoint, I don't think anybody's going to give you any grief over that. I mean, it just sounds like,
Yeah.
a lot of thought went into all this, not only from a design
Yeah.
aspect where you had to go and, spent all these months in the drawings and getting them done, but then the
Mm-hmm.
thought process going through and finding out who's going to be, the four clubs, who's going to be, the eight of diamonds and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and there's
Yeah.
there's somewhat thematic a little bit there where there's some definitely some themes going because that's the first thing. Oh, King of Hearts. I mean, it's got to be a heart.
Yeah, it's got to be Brett. Right? I mean, that was my thought. It's like I said, the top was really a lot easier for me, and it was as we got deeper into the deck where things got tough
Yeah,
and really tough. And like I said, there were some people that didn't make it that probably should have or could have very easily. So it's just more for discussion. I think too. I think people will probably. I hope that people are interested enough in it that there's some talk about like, oh, this person's in here and this person's not. And I welcome it. I
yeah.
always welcome people's feedback, but
Some great
I had to
discussions
make
there to
some
open
tough
up for
calls.
a series
Yeah.
two maybe down the road.
Well, I hope that this stands the test of time for a little while, and then I would think, in maybe in a little while, maybe making some adjustments. When I first started, to tell you a funny story, when I first started thinking about the concept of the deck, I was like, oh, I'm going to make two decks. I'm going to make a deck of all the icons, and then I'm going to make a deck that is half like WWE and half AEW, and like that's going to be I'm going to do two decks. But then like it took me 5 months to do this deck. So it's really a lot of work. So I ended, not that I scrapped the idea, but that's still another way that I could take it
Oh, there's a lot of different ways you
to a
can do
different
these
level.
decks. All these different
Yeah.
ways. You could have exclusively a WCW deck. You have a whole ECW deck. I mean, you could have all kinds of different things you wanted to,
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is this is this
Definitely.
is a good way to kind of incorporate a lot of different things like that. But you know, um, tell me a little bit about the box cover you have like that. What's the
Yeah.
inspiration here on the box cover? I mean, 1985.
Yeah, so that's the Shogakukan.
Okay,
So that's like 1985 Shogakukan. That's
okay.
so it's like by me. So it's kind of like the I was kind of thinking about like how Topps had marketed a few of their like artist series, and they had done like this by this artist, like
Mm-hmm.
Topps by you know Lauren Taylor or whatever. Like they like incorporated it as their take on the classic design or whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
that's where the top of it came in, was that it's this card series by me. And then I just wanted to include some of the images on there. I thought it would look cool on there. So that's kind of the thought process around the box design. And then I have like all my contact information on the bottom of the box, and the top of the box is my logo. So, and then the back I've got a little note on there as well, and it
Mm-hmm.
kind of just talks a little bit about the inspiration of the set and everything. So it says in 1985, publication by Shogakukan Incorporated, included a wrestling card insert set styled as a deck of playing cards. And then there's more there. And then it says, inspired by this concept, Kevin Gust created 54 unique illustrations for his all time wrestling icons to modernize it. And that's it. I mean, and it has there, like the content. So 54 art cards, a bonus checklist card, bonus artist note card. So, but yeah, no, these are really nice. Gary, who is Joypad Lad, he does an excellent job. He had done this set
Yep.
in 2021, which was an excellent. I mean, the packaging is amazing on it. So like I talked to him on social media, and we bounce ideas off of each other from time to time. But I was like, hey, do you think you could do a box for me? Because I think it would be really cool. A lot of my packaging has, I use, top loaders
Hmm.
typically to package my sets, because there's 10 or 12 cards. If you use a thick, card, I could use that to hold them. I was concerned about having, 55, 56 cards to send to somebody. How was I going to package that? And I thought the only way I really could do it was a box. So Gary was really helpful in the concept and the design. I sent him he sent me a template. He sent me a couple of, I'll show you here. These are, he did like a double flap.
Hmm.
This is the first revision of it. And then when I put the cards in, I was like, okay, we need to adjust the size, the width, because these aren't like standard cards like he had done previously.
Sure.
They're a different size. So he helped me with the customization of that, sent me a new revision, and then he sent me a template, and I did this design, and he printed it, cut it, made it, sent him to me for review, and he's working
It's
on
amazing
churning
what
out.
it's amazing what he's put out. So like the attention to detail. He's like the perfect guy, I think, for you to go out and reach out to,
Yeah.
like, because he has this attention to detail as well when he put out his card sets
Hmm.
in the box like that. So I'm really excited
Yeah,
about
these
that.
are
The box
cool.
looks great.
Yeah,
It's a
it's
great
going to be
idea.
cool. I think it's a nice touch. I think people are gonna like that too, because
Makes me
it
not
just
want to
it.
open it. Just to keep it mint. Might have to get two sets from you, one to keep sealed, one to open.
Yeah,
Um,
that's the thing. I wasn't sure about how I was gonna, because I didn't want to ruin the box by putting like a seal on it. So what I'm probably gonna do is I'm probably gonna put them in a bag, like this kind of a bag, and seal the bag.
okay.
Because then this way it won't ruin the box integrity. I'm worried that if you have a sticker on here and somebody tries to, it's going to peel up
Yeah.
the. So, but not going to. They won't be sealed, the actual package, but they'll be sealed by me in a in a plastic. That's
So
what I think.
I guess the big question now is when can
Yeah,
people expect this?
yeah, great question. So I'm hoping to launch the cards at the beginning of 2023. I'm toying with the option idea of having a pre-sale of them, starting right after Christmas. So the week between Christmas and New Year's, doing a pre-sale. I I like to have everything in hand and built first before I do that. Um, but I should have most things. The only thing I think I probably won't have yet is the boxes. So, but it's going to either be that week in between, I'll do a pre-sale, or it's going to be right after the new year,
Okay.
like the first week of 2023. So the benefit of doing it, launching it ahead, is that I'm off the week in between Christmas and New Year's, so I can spend more time preparing things to send to folks. But it's very likely going to be the first week of the year.
Which is
So
perfect because this episode dropped today, which is going to be Wednesday after Christmas here. So
Perfect. Yeah.
so
Well, hopefully, yeah, that would be great. I did want to show you real quick one thing. So this was the original Brock Lesnar card
oh,
that I had drawn, and I wasn't happy with it, the likeness, or like the way it came out. So I redid it, and this is where I ended
oh
with it. So it's slightly different view, a little bit maybe more flattering of Brock. But yeah, so he this is one. I have these cards that I made for the artist proofs, but they're not. These are ones that'll go into my archive.
yeah, so much information to add to that information section of the checklist when it comes out. So uh
Yeah.
it's no, it's great though. I mean, the confusion for me is always just trying to understand the producer's vision on what it is that he put out and all these different things. But once it's all
Mhm.
put to paper, it's like that and up there on the site, it starts making perfect sense then.
Yeah, so I just so and I'll let you know the price point, just for people that are interested in knowing what that's going to be. It's probably going to be, I think 35 is the plan, is what I'm planning on launching at. I mean, because it is nearly 60 cards you're going to
Hmm.
be getting, plus the box. So I want it to be affordable, but also like not
Take a
you
bath.
know, yeah, take a bath on it. Right. I want people to collect it and to like it and to enjoy it, but I do want to make sure that I get back some of what I put into it. That's what that's what I'll probably be asking for the price point.
I think it's pretty affordable. Sounds like a good deal. I mean, hey, you're getting almost 60 cards, a nice colorful box to go
Yeah.
with it. 35
Yeah.
bucks is awesome. So, I'm can't wait for it to hit the market, and I think people are going to jump all over this. I think you're going to find some people probably getting more than one set, just because I think some people want to keep it, you know, intact, even though it's not going to be sealed, but not even open it, and then one to kind of look at all their stuff. And
Yeah, I mean, I hope people actually use them. I think these would be like a really cool, I don't want to say stocking stuffer, but it'd be really cool, like conversational piece, like if you're playing a card game with your friends to break these out. I think it would be really cool to know that they're being used in that way. And but I do think that they're topical and interesting, and there's just a lot of cool
they're awesome.
history here.
They're awesome. If I only knew of a store that might want to carry some of those, we'll have to talk.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. If you want, yeah, we can talk
We'll
about
talk.
that
Yeah,
for
we'll talk
sure.
about. But
Cool.
that's awesome, man. I'm always happy to have you on talk your work. I think your work's incredible. People seem to respond.
Thanks,
I mean,
Tony.
they sell out all the time. I mean, your stuff is. I mean, they're low print runs, but they sell out quickly, and people are just gravitate and love the stuff that you're putting out when it comes to wrestling stuff. And I'm sure you put out other things as well too, and all those are doing really well. But from a wrestling trading card standpoint, they're amazing pieces, from your first piece
Thanks,
all the way to
Tony.
this, and I can't wait for people to get these in their hands and see what their hits are when they after they receive them. What?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Go ahead.
Good. No, I was just gonna say I hope people like the hits that they get and the clear cards and just I try to have something like really interesting to add on. So go. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, I was gonna say, let people know where they can go and reach out to
Oh,
you, and
right.
and
Yeah,
how they
yeah,
can order
yeah,
these. When and
yeah.
I'm sure through social media on Twitter and wherever else you'll
I
post
will.
when they're gonna go live.
Yeah, I will. I'll post it in advance. But yeah, so my shop is it's kgust61 dot big cartel, all one word, .com.
I'll have that in the
And
show
it's
notes
in
for you
my
people too.
yeah, it's in my bio on Twitter. My social media handle is at kgust61. I'm on Twitter. I am on Instagram, but I think I told you last time I don't go on that often. It's one of my things my daughters are involved in, and they like to have me on there so they can tag me and message me and stuff. But I don't do a lot of this stuff on there. So, but yeah, that's how you can find me and find my shop. Right now, the shop is bare. I took everything down because it's so close to the holiday. I don't want people to think they're going to be able to get something
Yeah,
before the holiday. So there's nothing in there right now, but these will be up. I got it prepped and ready to go. And once I
excellent.
get some of these other pieces, we'll be ready to launch it.
Excellent. And I'll have all those links for you in the show notes for people to just click on and go right to it as well. So I appreciate your time. I know you're busy.
Thank you, Tony.
And guys, if you like this, please like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you guys get this card set. This is going to be, I think, a winner for everybody out there who are wrestling trading card collectors. And I don't suspect these are going to last very long. I don't know what the print run's going to be on this. We did not talk about
It's
that,
low.
but
It's low.
we'll
Yeah.
we'll get in the
It's
show
low.
notes.
Yep.
Or the
Yep. No
checklist
problem.
anyways. We'll get in the checklist at some point. And
Oh yeah, yeah. I can send you a digital copy of that if you wanna have it. Like I said, I don't have the physical card yet, but I have what went to print, so I can
sure.
share that with you.
Well, and then all little nuances too, like all your little test runs and things like that. Like all those notes are,
Oh
because
yeah,
they
yeah,
they
yeah.
they exist, even though they're going to go into
Into the
the heavily
archive.
cut archive for the K-Gust archive. Um, they still exist.
Yeah,
Love to know about
yeah.
them.
They're here. I mean, this is the Brock one, and there's also a Bret Hart one. That he was one of the first ones I did. Um, because I had to make some changes. Like I said, with Brock, same with Brock, I wasn't happy with how it came out in the test run, and I made some improvements along the way. That's another thing. I spent an entire week going back and improving the ones that I had finished in the beginning because they needed to be cleaned up. Because I don't know if you know this. I know we've talked about it before, but I work on my process of drawing and things that I notice and things that I add to them to make them look better. And I've evolved a lot over time. So like it would like because this process was 5 months long, I had to go back to the beginning and
Yeah.
redo ones that I had done in the beginning because I had made such even more improvements in that span. So
Ever think that you has it ever happened where you go from you have a design, you said you went back 5 months later, like you went back, you go, you know what? I don't need to touch that one. That actually looks pretty damn good still.
there were a few that were like that. What happened was is that some of the early designs were too far zoomed in, and then when I started doing some of the other wrestlers, I was back further from them, so I was like I had to adjust the scale so that
Gotcha.
they all kind of went together. The hardest one to fit is actually is Andre.
Well, of
He's
course.
like, I mean, obviously, but like because of the way I drew him, I'll show you him real quick. I know we're running short on time, but Andre is like he is like so like big,
Yeah.
very very hard to fit. But yeah, that was the thing. It's like even scaling him down, he barely fits in the space that I have. So
Well, because he's a giant, man.
it's
So
exactly. I know
uh
it makes sense, but
again, man, I do appreciate your time. It's always wonderful to talk to you. I love the stuff you're putting out, and I know that collectors do too.
thank you, Tony. I appreciate you and all you do for the card world
Thanks.
and for the wrestling world. So thank you for that, and have a great holiday.
You
Happy
too,
New Year.
man.
All right.
Yeah, you too, man. All right, guys. With that, I
All right.
say we're out.